Tedney on the forum, AMD reversed its decision to limit the BIOSes on 400 series chipsets. Here's an excerpt from the statement. We heard our audience and we understand the concerns. We're going to work out a way to support Zen 3 on our 400 series chipsets between now and launch. We're still working on the what and the how, but we will update you closer to the Zen 3 launch. That's pretty freaking awesome.
That's quite the commitment.
I was already at the point where I would have forgiven them and I would have said, hey, you know what? As far as I can tell from everything I've seen, you guys really, you did your best. And I understand if you just need to, if you need to shed some dead weight in order to bring us the very best Zen 3 that you can. If they had said that, I'd have said, okay, cool. But this is even better. This is great. This means that anyone who invested in even a B450 board is going to be moving into the freaking future here. Now, we don't know, what this is going to mean for, because is Zen 3 rumored to be DDR5? Zen 3 DDR5. Let me have a look here. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't think so. It looks like Zen 4 is supposed to be DDR5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we have no indication that they're going to be moving away from that. So either way, people who got a B450 board, like, 2 years ago, they're going Zen 3. We are expecting Zen 3 to be a very significant performance uplift compared to Zen 2, just based on what we know about it so far. And I personally am pretty jazzed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what else is there to say? They've still got 6+ months. The cool thing is that AMD is finally in this position where they're not desperate, right? Like, there was no doubt in my mind that first gen Ryzen was rushed. It was super rushed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was the kind of thing that, my whole why I still love Intel. It was like what I was telling Intel, hey, make sure you don't do this. Because that launch was a whole different level of buggy. There were problems up and down the product stack and throughout the entire ecosystem. It was the kind of product that I reviewed positively, but from like a, hey, I can see the potential here standpoint, not from a like, hey, the experience that I had holding this product right now was very good and you should buy it kind of standpoint.
And a lot of people held off buying it because of that. But I think also, like, even with hindsight, that was probably the right move for AMD at the time.
Oh, well, they had no choice. What choice did they have? They had no money.
Yeah.
But what's cool is AMD is now in a position where even 6 months from now, they can confidently say Intel won't have some kind of random ace up their sleeve to compete with Zen 2 Plus, or excuse me, with Zen 2 in their Ryzen 3rd gen series. So, okay, if it takes us another month, then we'll just spend another month. Isn't that fantastic? Like, what a time. The last time that happened was like 10 years ago. Honestly, 10 years ago. Wait, no. Wow. No, it was longer ago than that. Holy crap. When was the Athlon X2? It was like 15 years ago. Wow. When did I get, like, old, Luke?
Yeah.
Dual core desk. April 2005. It was almost exactly 15 years ago. Holy bananas. I hate this. This sucks. Anyway.
Can you believe it's almost freaking June and we're still stuck inside?
Wow.
Anyways.
So most motherboards
April.
Most motherboards have 16 megs of onboard storage, and CPUs can only address the first 16 megs of a BIOS chip. So we might see an issue where 400 series motherboards end up having two forked BIOSes, kind of like what we've seen already. So one for up to Ryzen 3000 inclusive, and one for Ryzen 3000 and beyond. So the former would likely be a default BIOS, which would be picked because, I mean, people who have the older stuff, I guess, would be less likely to just kind of have extra stuff on hand. Maybe that's the rationale. I'm not sure. So the former would likely be the default, which would be picked up by an auto update. However, the latter could be like a beta BIOS or a secondary BIOS and would require user intervention. I ran into this recently on a B450 board that I wanted to put Ryzen 3rd gen on even. So AMD will enable the ODM partners with the feature. However, it will be up to the actual motherboard manufacturer to enable it as a feature on that motherboard or on that pre-built system. If they're not willing to complicate matters with this weird BIOS fork thing, then unfortunately you are plumb out of luck. It is believed that most of the vendors are going to be on board, are going to want to be on board straight away. And then the rest will probably have to follow, because what choice are you going to have, right? Like, you don't want to be the one that's like the only one that screwed your customers with backwards or forwards compatibility.
Yeah.
It's not a great look.